Hello everyone, this is Sean, and this is the next introduction for the model build slideshow. This model build slideshow of an old model is going to be of the Delorean Mark II from Polar Lights. Now I completed this model in 2019. I guess it was May or June of 2019. I'll have to take the picture, check the pictures to find out. But it's sort of an interesting coincidence because in a couple weeks, I'll be going to the train show on the Montreal Island. Now, they haven't had this event for 3 years. In fact, I was working on this model at that train show 3 years ago. I'll splice those pictures in after this interview, of course. And I'll be going again on June this year. June, Father's Day weekend, actually. So this, I'll show you the sides of the car and everything. Let's take a look here and see how it looks. So there's the front, of course. There's the left side, and the back with the barcode license plate, and of course the right side. Now, the point is that you can see inside the right side, you can see the sports almanac. The hoverboard is in the footwell as well. Because what I tried to do with each car, starting with the second one, is I tried to create accessories so that it matched the movie. So, of course, the sports almanac and the hoverboard are in the second car. And here is the bottom of the car, showing the almost like the white thrusters when the car flies. I found pictures online of what the flying circuits look like, so with a variety of stickers cut to the appropriate shape, I approximated them as best I could. These are the 4 thrusters here, the blue dots. So anyway, that's all for now. This is the intro, and I will splice in the slideshow pictures and then do the outro afterwards. So talk to you in a few minutes because I built the model over a course of 5 days, so it's not going to take that long to show all the pictures. See you in a few. Bye-bye. Okay, this is Sean, and this is the model build slideshow pictures of the actual model show in May of 2019. You can see our table there. You can see here the pictures of how I displayed my models. And there's the table where I was working on the Delorean Mark II over those 2 days. And another angle of one of our model tables and showing the Mark I DeLorean beside the 2 Herbies. So now I'll show you working on the model. So first I started by putting the hoverboard in place. Then I experimented with different procedures on to put, the thrusters on the bottom. I drew up the sports almanac sticker, put it in place as well. And I finally narrowed down the proper look for the flying circuits on the bottom of the car, but then of course I had to go in it with silver or platinum, I forget which color it was. And I highlighted all the parts on the bottom of the car to make sure that it looked as accurate as possible to the one image I was able to find of the bottom of the car when it was all done. And of course I took it from different angles and touched everything up a bit because I wanted to make sure it looked right and was all dry before I moved on to the rest of the car. So just one more picture here. And that should be the end, and then we can move on to the actual body of the car itself, or the interior bucket. So of course I had to attach different pieces. You can see how this time, unlike the Mark I, I actually spray painted all the colors on the back part of the car, assembled all the doors and everything. Yeah, the time circuit the flux capacitor background's pretty dark there. And of course you can see the left side from here. And I took a few faraway shots, also showing the instruction guide. And this should be the last picture of the interior bucket, which shows the almanac on the front seat before I move on to the other parts of the car, like the interior chassis. Now, in this case, I had painted the interior chassis black. It's not something I'm going to do in the future, but you can see here, once I put the window glass in, I also had the colored screen that's at the top. When Doc was flying the car and they were preparing to go back to 2015, he was pressing buttons up there. Now you can see the windshield in. I didn't get all the trim done before I put the windshield in. That's something I have rectified with my Mark IV DeLorean build, as you'll see when I post those pictures of the model build slideshow. And you can see all the trim on the car I had to do, and the black in the windows. So the only thing really left after these sets of pictures was to slowly assemble the car body to the chassis itself. But I at first took all the pictures. I tried to make sure that the back part of the car slipped into the slots it was supposed to, so it would stay in place when I applied the chassis to the car. And you should see that starting in the next picture. Now you can see, because the car was meant to fly, and the rear thrusters were the back vents, I painted them white, and it was a lot easier to make the wheels flat, and so it could sit flat. You can see the full effect there with the wheels. They weren't yet painted white in that picture. And there's the back with the license plate, which was the barcode and Mr. Fusion. And there's a finished shot of the car next to its box, or at least I thought it was finished until I had a few adjustments to make. So I did some highlighting around the wheels and the cables and everything, and did the black brackets on the time circuit straps there on both sides of the car. And you'll see the wheels flat there in all the colors, and there's the back of the car. Now you can see that the top piece got a bit off center. Plus there was a missing hose, and I finally found it while moving, so I had to replace it at that time. But by then the car was complete. That's the end of the build, and a beauty shot will come next. So talk to you all later, and hope you enjoy the build. Bye-bye. Okay, it's Sean. I'm back again. So by now you've seen the intro video, the slideshow pictures, and here's the model itself. Model number 14, as it turns out. And I'll show you where I display it. Alright, so you can see there, this is a shelf where I display the models. So the cars I have done videos on already are the Mark I, now the Mark II, and of course Car from Knight Rider, and of course you're familiar with the two Herbies. So every second Monday I will post a model build slideshow, so this Monday it's due, and then of the alternating week it'll be a toy themed video, because it is called Sean's Model Builds and Toy Channel. But you can see here the next model slideshow I'm going to show is not a model car at all. It is my 200 scale space shuttle, which you can see here in between the 2500 scale Shenzhou and the 2500 scale Discovery version of USS Enterprise. So this is just a teaser of the shuttle. I won't show you which version I built it as. You'll have to watch the video and find out. So anyway, that's the end of the DeLorean Mark II. Slight teaser of what model is coming, which will be model number 15, the 200 scale space shuttle. So talk to you all later, and hope you had a good weekend. Bye-bye.